Life beat depression. It's day 801, and we're about to have some. First time in a long time for that. We're about to have some fun with Billy the Savage over here in the Sake House, coming at you live from Kearney, New Jersey, with another round of somatic healing sessions to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, as you know, we start every show with that powerful tool of gratitude. Gratitude going out, first and foremost, to build the thrill. Billy the Savage. What were the other ones? A man of many names. A man of many names and many talents. Too many names to remember at one time. For being here and for helping us, not only showing up and fighting forwards for himself, getting some stress relief in, right? Putting in that self-care, but also doing it publicly to help inspire others to make that progress as well. And in that way, that's the way that we can be that change that we want to see in the world, and we can help each other and help ourselves at the same time. So I want to shout out to Bill for being here, for supporting the cause. Also want to shout out to the first ones in, Brett McLeod. Thanks for being here, brother. Shout out to Master Checo. Shout out to Slayer Ken. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, for supporting the cause, and for supporting one another at the same time, by way of example. That is my gratitude section, so go ahead and think about your gratitude section for today. That'll help put you in that positive mindset as we move into the lesson. And second mental health tool we always cover is that progress tracking tool, keeping track of the number of days that you have shown up for yourself and put in that work, moving forwards in the face of anything that is trying to slow you down or stop you out there. All those stresses of life, anything, all those thoughts, those negative thoughts that we may have had at one time or another that told us that we can't get up, or we can't get out, or we can't go forwards in life. We are overcoming those things, and we're keeping track of it because every single day counts. So please do keep track of those days that you're moving forwards, whether it's with this routine or a different martial arts training program or heavy bag time, some time that you're giving yourself to build yourself up both physically and mentally in a sustainable way every day. So it's been 801 days for me, the Sackman. Let me know how many days it has been for you. Shout out to Slayer Ken at 409 days. Tremendous. And thank you so much for sharing. And Brett McLeod at 107 days. I once knew a guy named Devin. 107. Nice. Nice. Nice one. Puns are forever, and I appreciate them. So keep them coming whenever you get a chance. That being said, it is a, what is it, a Tuesday?
Yes.
It's a Tuesday. So we're going to do our standard rounds, 3 rounds each, 3 minutes each round, 1 minute breaks in between to catch your breath, drink some water, check in on you, make sure you're not pushing too hard. Remember, you can always moderate that intensity to give yourself that challenge based on where you're at today. Take into consideration how much sleep you got, if you're running on empty, if you've got fuel in the tank, and then give yourself that challenge. That's the way we'll see continued growth as long as we continue to challenge ourselves. And it's not about competing with one another. It's about showing up where we're capable, where we're able to, and giving ourselves that challenge. So if you do 1 minute of training today, or all 10 minutes of training during this class, congratulate yourself, give yourself credit no matter what, because every single one of those minutes is a step forwards. And as we said before, every single step counts. Shout out as well to Sean's Crazy Saloon for tuning in. I appreciate the support out there. Thank you so much, Sean's. Good to see you on the feed. All right, so we talked about the gratitude tool. We talked about the progress tracking tool. Let's talk about the lesson today. So today we're going to be working again, Muay Thai stance, tucked chin, squared hips, squared shoulder, guard nice and high by the brow line, right? Shifting that weight forwards and backwards. And we're starting in our orthodox stance. And Bill, you can start in your southpaw if you'd like, or you can start in your orthodox, wherever you're more comfortable to start. I'm going to get that torture device out of the way. Step on that. And we're going to be working with that switch stance like we did yesterday. So if you were here yesterday, you know we were practicing that triple jab that turned into a cross. It turned into a cross because after those first 2 jabs, we swapped the feet and it turns into our power hand. So today we're going to be switching stance to keep our power hand in our center line, in that center line, and we're going to be moving horizontally. We're going to be working on some footwork today and switching stance at the same time so that we can keep that power hand on the center line and keep our head off of that center line. Continuous movement and continuous footwork to keep that opponent off their game and out of range and out of focus when it comes to sparring situations. Now you can practice this technique With the heavy bag, you can practice this technique with Bob. I practiced it yesterday on the heavy bag. It felt great because what we're going to be doing is some nice, powerful body shots right down that center line. And the cool thing about when we take these horizontal steps and we're switching stance is that we're going to have a built-in slip. So just the footwork alone is going to cause us to turn, and that's going to give us a built-in slip, keeping that defense tight. Also giving us that preload for that power fist. And now that power fist is right where it's not supposed to be, according to that other person on that center line. We're going to drive it right in to the guts. So we're going to be working on that. We'll break it down. We'll start with just throwing the body shots, right, from both sides, from whichever stance you're comfortable in. And then we'll start moving around, hopefully in the first or second round, moving left to right. And then we're going to link that movement with the body shot and start linking everything together so we can flow back and forth. And don't punch me in the keister. That's your goal. Your goal today, do not punch Sackman.
No fisting.
No fisting, no. Yeah. Shout out to Lisa the Luminary. Thank you for being here as well. Congratulations on over 500 days of progress out there. You're crushing it. You are a pillar in this community. Thank you so much for being here for yourself and for others. That being said, let's start breaking it down, and we're going to go right into the lesson. We're going to do the instructions as we roll through that time session and get these tunes going. Bum, bum, bum.
Bluetooth pairing.
Alright. There we go. Daily beat should be good. Coming in loud and clear. You ready, Bill?
Ready.
Alright. So I'm going to start in my orthodox position. You can start in southpaw position. At home, start wherever you're comfortable. And we're going to get right into it. Square up with that dummy. Visualize that target in your Muay Thai stance. And what I want you to do first, we're going to practice some body shots with preload. We're going to wind in. So wherever your power hand is, we're preloading that power hand. We're turning in. We're incorporating a slip here. We're sinking a little bit on the knees, right? And then we're going to rotate. After we get that preload, we're going to rotate through the hip, turning on that rear foot. Notice that rear foot turning on the ball of the foot and sending that fist forward into the guts. We're dropping that rear fist as we come forwards. So to start out, square up, twist in to that center line, and then drive that fist forward. Boom. Right forwards. Keeping the guard tight on the opposite hand, and then back to squared stance. Start shifting that body weight forwards and backwards. And as you step backwards, get used to that flow, right? As you step backwards at your pace and your rhythm, sink into it, keeping that guard tight, and then drop the fist down to the waist. Fire through that hip, turning on that rear foot, sending that rear fist forwards into the guts. Back to stance, guard high, get your pace going, get that flow going. Switch, bump, drive that fist down that center line. Back to stance, moving forwards and backwards, keeping the guard tight, chin tucked, shoulders rolled for extra defense. Roll in to that tucked slip position and then fire that fist, boom, down that center line, back to guard. Guard nice and tight, keep it moving. Let's fire some more. Body shot, keep that one going. Whoosh, boom. Find that flow, find that rhythm in it. So make it nice and natural. As you step back onto that back foot, sink, and then drive it forwards as you shift that body weight forwards. There you go. Now we're going to start switching it up. Bill, come to this side, over to this side. Go ahead and switch that stance into southpaw position. Right? So it's a mirror image of what you were just doing. Dominant hand is now in the front. Guard high. Everything else is the same. We're going to wait until we find that flow. When we step onto the back foot, we're going to slide in. Yep, covering up. And then we're going to drive. Boom. Drive that fist forward into the body. Square up and keep it going. Find your rhythm. As you step back onto that rear foot, twist in, covering up, drive that fist forward, boom. And a little thing that you can do here to add some more power is when you sink back, make sure those knees are sinking in, and then you're standing up. So you're adding that upwards momentum, whoosh, into that body shot to make it even more powerful. Make sure you keep that guard tight at all times, especially on the lead hand. We don't want to drop that guard. And one other point is when we turn in like this to cover up, don't lose sight. Don't look away from your opponent. Keep your eyes on that opponent, whoosh, so you can target and you can see where that opening is. Let's keep it going from southpaw. Slip, woof, fire that body shot. Guard tight, slip, fire that body shot. Guard tight, keep it going, slip, fire, and that is the end of round one. How you feeling so far?
Good.
Good? Flowing with it?
Flow with it.
Alright, cool. We're going to start moving in to switching between southpaw and orthodox and working on lateral movement in just a moment. Woo! We got 45 seconds. Catch your breath. Drink some water. Check in on you. Slayer Ken said, don't punch the sack man. We don't want that. Appreciate it. Alright, get that water in the system. And we're going to start talking about horizontal movement now in this next session. We got 23 seconds. So no matter where you start, actually that's not true. As we rotate around our visualized opponent, remember to visualize that target. Visualize that depression dummy in front of you. And when you're in your guard, if you're in orthodox stance, ideally, here's your power hand, right? We want to keep the power shots coming from the center line. So when you're orthodox stance, you want to step to the outside, right? Outside of that opponent and fire, boom, that shot down the center line. Now when we switch to southpaw, instead of just switching into southpaw, what we're going to do is add horizontal movement. We're back in, so square up session's already starting. We're going to add in horizontal movement. Now when we do that, we want to make sure you move the foot that's going in the direction you're traveling first. So if I'm going this way, that's the first foot that's moving, the other foot is following. That's how we always move as a fighter. You don't want to bring the feet cross over. We don't want to cross those feet. We want to keep them balanced and tight. So what we're going to do here is we're going to step out and rotate, never bringing those feet together, right? We're just boom, 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 boom. Notice how I'm rotating from one stance into the other. I'm switching into southpaw into in that rotation. So I'm going to take this step out over to the opposite side of that opponent as I pivot, boom, and I place that rear foot where my lead foot was, if that makes sense. We're moving from the left to the right and we're angling, right? We're angling when we're on the left, when we're on the right, when we're on the left, when we're on the right. So let's practice just that footwork first. Visualize that target and let's start moving from the left to the right with it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Left, right, left, right. Now as we move, practice switching those feet, right? Your lead foot's gonna switch, your lead hand's gonna switch, and we're going from southpaw to orthodox. Twisting through. Remember, twist, turn those feet, change that foot position. Notice that on that center line, if we think about that center line, one foot's always there. That's the foot loaded for your power hand. When we switch, the other foot replaces that foot, and now our power hand has switched, and we're loaded. Again, turning into southpaw position. Back to orthodox, to southpaw. Bill's behind me, he's doing the opposite of what I'm doing. So I'm in southpaw here, he's in orthodox, swap it out. Boom, there you go, yep. So that power foot, that loaded foot is always on the center line. Go ahead and switch, boom, boom, with that horizontal movement. Keep that movement going, keep the guard tight. Boom, 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 boom. Now we're gonna enhance it. When we switch over to stance, I want you to add the slip in. So we're gonna switch and slip, switch and slip, switch, slip, switch, slip. Yeah, sink into that slip. Keep your eye on the target. Keep the guard by the head. Switch, slip. Switch, slip. Switch, slip. Switch, slip. Now remember, you want the hips pretty much pointed at that target at all times. We don't want to go all the way out this way. We are switching the feet, but we want to keep those hips forwards so we can practice that targeting. When you turn into the slip, however, that's when it's time to rotate those hips. That's the end of round 2. Catch your breath, drink some water. In round 3, we're going to start firing those body shots, and they're all going to come from the center line, even though we're alternating the hand that we throw them with. Hopefully you guys are following along. Let me know if it's going too fast, too slow, or how you're doing out there. Remember, push yourself at your pace. If it seems like a lot, I apologize. I know we are going to be continually getting more technical as we grow together. It is day 801 of progress for me, so I've got to keep that self-care routine, that self-growth progress and process going so that I can continue to reward myself for that progress. If this does feel too intense or too technical, tune in on Wednesdays and Sundays for a lower intensity, more beginner-friendly class. And your other option is you can pick up whenever you'd like, at any time, on our IGTV daily training series. We have over 300 episodes there and over 100 episodes on YouTube at Sack Life Daily. Here we go, final round. All right, so you're gonna square up with that opponent. Bill's gonna be in orthodox because he's on the left side of that opponent. I'm gonna be in southpaw because I'm on the right. That way that center line foot is in the back, right? And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna switch again. We're switching, replacing that center line foot, and we're turning into the slip. Don't take your eyes off the opponent. And we're gonna fire that body shot, right down that center line. Twist through, fire that body shot. Now from here, bring it back. Once you make impact, right there, we're gonna start that switch into the opposite position. So right here, we made impact. We're gonna boom, boom, hop over into southpaw. Slip, toss the body shot. We made impact with that dummy. Hop over, boom, boom. Now this is gonna be good to keep that core upright and that balance nice and tight, right? Don't lean. You're gonna find out where you're unbalanced if you're leaning. So keep that core tight, torso upright, and go ahead and switch, slip, right? Keep the eye on the opponent. Drop that fist, fire down the center line, and now we're gonna switch. Boom, boom, guard comes back, right? Nice and tight, we're ducking in. Toss that body shot, switch. Toss the body shot, switch, toss the body shot, switch, toss the body shot, keep it going. Left and right, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, switching those feet, bang, firing down that center line, bang, keeping the guard tight, boom, and keep it moving. Whoos, 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 and just work on making it more fluid as you go. Link them together. Hit them with power. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Now notice, as I switch, I'm rotating on that center foot for power. I switch, rotate on that center foot for power. And we keep firing down that center line, even though we're switching sides. Woo, let's keep it going. Swap, bang, down that center line. Swap, bang, down that center line. Put some more preload in it. Whoosh. For a more powerful shot, swap, whoosh, 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 whoosh. Remember to switch those feet, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And this is what your opponent's saying. Where's my head? It's always off the center line because I'm working from the left to the right, whoosh, whoosh. But that fist is driving right down, whoosh. Into that center mass, bang, bang, bang. Woo, almost there, 8 seconds. Keep it moving. Boom, 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 boom. And that's it, are you dead? Yeah, I'm feeling it too. Putting in the work out here, raising that difficulty level so we can continue to give ourselves that challenge that we deserve. As your skill level goes up, keep increasing that challenge. Make sure you're not taking it too easy, because that's when we'll fall into boredom. That's when we fall off our routine, and that's when we wind up missing days of progress. It's been 801 days of continuous progress for me. It's been 501 days of continuous progress for Lisa, because we're training smart, right? We're not training too hard. We're pushing to our level. As we grow, we increase that challenge. We gotta be careful not to push too hard, because we'll wind up with more anxiety. We gotta be careful not to take it too easy, because it'll get boring and we'll fall off. Find that flow zone in between where we can all grow together each and every day. And tomorrow will be an active recovery day, so if this was intense, get ready to take a break in 24 hours. And checking in on comments before we go, shout out to Claire. Claire said, it's Captain America. That's right, Captain Bill. Captain Bill of America. Yeah, and she said, is this the bike guy? Not the bike guy. No, this is Bill. This is Billy. The bike guy is Master Checkup. 2 different guys. They don't look anything alike. You'll figure it out eventually. It'll be back. Hair. You'll see them in the same place at the same time, and then everything will make sense. Until then, we'll catch you guys next time. Same sack time, same sack channel, same sack life. Sack life! Sack life! Woo!